You have a passion for science and experimenting, but wonder, how do I actually make money from that? Well, give me a few minutes and I'll explain how, with modern media and free tools available now, how you can help people out and make money doing tomorrow what you love. What is a scientist? Maybe you think of the traditional scientists, the thought of a lab coat wearing individuals who are never seen or heard unless a movie scene needs to show them doing busy work in the background, or whatever image media has put in your head of what it means to be a scientist. When in fact, to be a scientist is defined as a person who is studying or has expert knowledge of one or more of the natural or physical sciences. Traditionally, you might think of a biochemist working for a larger company, making a good salary, but never to be heard of again unless they make a big mistake, right? One of my friends from high school got his degree in this. He now makes and sells craft beers across the nation and overseas. He went to school to learn exactly what he wanted to know. Within that thought, a lot of people think you have to go to college to be a quote-unquote scientist. But as you read from the definition, at no point does it say that a school determines if you are a scientist or not. School provides you with a predetermined structure, surrounds you with like-minded people, tests you on the criteria studied, and eventually, usually after a good bit of money, you leave with a diploma and hopefully the knowledge you sought. College can open many doors and give you a great insight to what you might want to specialize in. But you don't have to wait till school to open your eyes to all the paths of science that are before you. So search Google for different professions as a scientist. What jobs are actually out there? What does the job market need right now? What will it need tomorrow? Also, find out what you're truly passionate about. There are so many branches of science that it's never been a better time than now to get into exploring which path you want to go down. So while you're waiting, if you're really serious about science, here's a tip. Study, test, record. You'll notice that a lot of science is based on basic principles that are completed by understanding a subject, testing a theory, and recording the results. That's powerful, because that alone makes millions of dollars every day. However, we need to get away from the traditional image of the scientist and check what science is today. Computer sciences and technology, coding and social media, bacteria and explosions, math and psychology. It's the same as it was yesterday, but now brought forward into the spotlight, where it can be displayed to you in a variety of ways. Through entertainment, we can educate an audience while still living out our dreams to pursue our passions. Bill Gates and Jobs, those college dropout people. Anne from 23andMe, Melita Bentz, Rejma from Girls Who Code, Evan Williams. These are people who are changing the world with forms of science, and some of them a bit more publicly than others. So how does that really relate to you? Every one of those people that I mentioned had or have skills that they can share either on a website or a form of social media. And if you have a skill and a passion for something, you can too. And you can make money from it. You have people like the crazy Russian hacker that showed micro experiments, life hacks that made him famous, with rubber bands and bags of chips, to experimenting with liquid nitrogen. The backyard scientist, which lets us know that Ray Romano's children can science hardcore. If you haven't seen what he's done with molten aluminum, you need to go check that out. And one man's life who should be celebrated is Grant Thompson. Chances are what Grant created is comparable to the YouTube version of Mythbusters as far as getting people into science and DIY ways to test and experiment for themselves. He literally wanted to devote his life to learning. Some of the products him and his team have built are directly responsible for giving people 52 weeks of at-home experiments to do. And you should check that book out sometime too. His passion for applied physics and chemistry has definitely been an inspiration for me, and for this, I say thank you. But Grant's business legacy lives on and continues to make money. He was making money from what he wanted to learn more about. He wasn't a master welder or electrician. He attended 0 days of college. And I haven't been able to find one person who actually disliked the guy, but a lot of people who were uplifted by his advice and friendship. With a net worth of millions, a wonderful team, and a family that was well taken care of, I'd say he made his impact in the best way possible. You see, people want to know what you know. Someone out there wants to know physics. Are you a master physicist? No, that's fine. You can teach people what you didn't know yesterday. If you notice on YouTube and a lot of websites, a lot of these people aren't masters of something. They're just people who know one step ahead of where you are right now. There are so many fields where nobody can really say if they're at the top. You'll never know if you're at the top, but you know that you have plenty to give and plenty to teach. But even if you're starting from the bottom, a lot of this information is interesting to somebody and will help educate someone into making a better choice. Your website and your videos supercharge creativity and inspire the next person to take positive steps forward, knowing what they actually want to do in science or life in general. Science and technology can bring families together, create fun times you'll never forget, and if you do it with good intent and learn how to share, you can actually make some good side money or an entire living off of just that. A lot of these people go into it not really wanting directly to make any money. They're just people who wanted to document, who wanted to share exactly what they're doing. It's fun to teach. It's really fun to show somebody how electricity works, how some of these simple sciences can just bring us all together to say, wow. I think in this case, it's a good time to quote Sean Cannell. Sometimes, you gotta just press record.